Welcome back. One final point before we go tonight, what the mainstream media was afraid to tell you about the news this week. This week, while the mainstream media obsessed with disrespecting President George H.W. Bush's service dog, here are the things that happened that really matter. In Florida, an unexpected demographic of voters turned out to be the deciding factor in Governor-elect Ron DeSantis' victory over progressive Andrew Gillum. African-American school choice moms whose kids go to charter schools in Florida voted for DeSantis over Gillum because DeSantis promised to champion school choice and Gillum demonized it. These black women are mostly registered Democrats who voted for Democrat Bill Nelson for Senate, but 100,000 of them voted for DeSantis for governor. DeSantis defeated Gillum by just 33,000 votes. These African-American school choice moms were the deciding factor in that victory. But did the mainstream media tell you about this? Oh no, they didn't. The mainstream media did not tell you this because they're afraid more black Americans will walk away from the Democratic Party. After the 2016 election, Google employees debated burying conservative websites in their search engine. They said, we can't let the election of Donald Trump happen again. They claimed conservative online news outlets were not legitimate and therefore deserved to be buried. Did the mainstream media report on this? Well, of course they didn't. Instead, the mainstream media parrots the talking points from the left that social media bias against conservatives doesn't exist. Drag queen reading hours are popping up at public libraries all over the country. As the name suggests, grown men dressed in highly sexualized drag costume read stories on gender identity to preschoolers. These groups claim they're not indoctrinating children, but then one drag queen who proudly participates in these story hours admits that these events are grooming the next generation. That's a pretty significant admission. Some people might even call that indoctrination. And indoctrinating kids in an ideology that significantly raises their chance of committing suicide is a very dangerous thing to do. But did the mainstream media tell you this story? No, they didn't. So the left can continue peddling the transgender ideology for political purposes. Parkland student Peter Wang died on February 14th of this year during the massacre at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School. Peter died while holding open the door for his fellow students so they could escape before him. Peter did not get a chance to escape. Peter's classmate, Kyle Kashuv, started a petition to ask President Trump to award Peter the Presidential Medal of Freedom for his heroism and bravery. But did the mainstream media report this story to you? No, they didn't. The mainstream media praised the gun control kids from Parkland and ignored the student who gave his life to save his friends. The mainstream media doesn't care to report any of that to you, so we will. And that is my final point. You can reach me on Twitter at Liz_Wheeler. If you like the show, please send me an email at oann.com/contact. In the meantime, catch us here tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern. And until then, have a good night.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.